The mess hall buzzed with chatter and the metallic clatter of trays. The noon heat pressed against the tin roof, warping the air above the steam tables. Inside, soldiers lined up for their rations, none of them expecting to see her behind the counter. Captain Arya Vale stood silently, ladle in hand, the sleeves of her combat shirt rolled up to her elbows. Her superior, Major Hensley, paced nearby with an ever-present scowl. "Keep serving, Captain," he ordered, loud enough for everyone to hear. "You wanted to be part of the team, didn't you? Then act like one." The soldiers shifted uncomfortably in line. Everyone knew Arya wasn't supposed to be there. She'd led recon units in 3 combat zones, taken a bullet in Kandahar, and walked her men out of an ambush that no one else had survived. Her silver star ribbon gleamed faintly in the fluorescent light, but Hensley didn't care. She ladled mashed potatoes onto plates without a word. Her face was expressionless, but her posture was unyielding, back straight, jaw set, eyes calm. Private Dawson, young and jittery, whispered as she handed him a tray. "Ma'am, you shouldn't be doing this." Arya gave the faintest of smiles. "Sometimes, Private, the best lesson isn't taught in combat." Hensley overheard. "Save the philosophy for the office's mess, Captain." The tension was thick enough to cut. A few soldiers avoided looking at her altogether. A few others clenched their fists in silent protest. But Arya just kept serving, quiet dignity against humiliation. Then the door at the far end opened. The chatter died instantly. Boots clicked on the tile floor. Every head turned as a tall, gray-haired general stepped in, 4 stars gleaming on his collar. General Marcus Talbot, commander of the entire region. Hensley froze mid-step, his expression draining. "General Talbot, sir, we weren't expecting." The general raised a hand for silence, his gaze already fixed on Arya. His brow furrowed. "Captain Vale," he said slowly. Arya turned, her eyes steady. "Sir." He stepped closer, scanning her uniform, then stopped. The silver star on her chest caught the light like a flare. His voice lowered, heavy with recognition. "You're that Arya Vale, Operation Iron Passage, the one who pulled 2 platoons out under fire." A murmur rippled through the hall. Hensley's mouth opened, then closed. Sweat trickled down his temple. "Sir, she was just what, Major?" Talbot's voice cut like a knife. "Serving lunch." He turned to Arya, his tone softening. "You've earned the right to be served, Captain, not humiliated." Arya set down the ladle carefully. "Permission to speak freely, sir." Talbot nodded. "I wasn't humiliated, sir," she said calmly. "Only reminded that respect isn't given, it's proven." The general smiled faintly. "You've proven enough for a lifetime, Captain." He turned to Hensley. "Major, my office, now." As they left, the room exhaled at once. Arya stood still, the silver star gleaming quietly, a medal earned in war, and now, in restraint. The sun had begun to set over the base, painting the barracks in a wash of orange and gold. Captain Arya Vale sat alone on the steps outside the mess hall, her cap resting on her knee. The day's tension had finally broken, but the silence afterward was heavier than gunfire. She heard approaching footsteps, firm, measured, unmistakable. "General Talbot." "Captain Vale," he said, his voice steady but not cold. At ease, Arya rose to her feet anyway, her posture crisp. "Sir." He studied her for a moment, hands clasped behind his back. "You know, I read your file years ago. I signed your Silver Star citation myself. I never imagined I'd find you, ladling food in a mess hall." "With respect, sir," Arya replied evenly, "I go where I'm ordered, even if that order doesn't make sense." Talbot's jaw tightened. "Major Hensley's conduct doesn't just not make sense, Captain, it violates the principles this uniform stands for." "You were punished for outshining him, weren't you?" Arya didn't answer immediately. "It wasn't about outshining anyone. I made a call in the field that saved lives." He disagreed. "The report said, insubordination." Talbot nodded slowly. "And now he's buried you under kitchen duty. Typical coward's tactic." Arya exhaled. "Sir, I don't seek revenge or pity. My men, the ones who didn't make it out of Iron Passage, they're the reason I still wear this uniform. That's enough for me." The general's gaze softened. "That humility is exactly why I need people like you leading again." He reached into his breast pocket and unfolded a single sheet of paper. "Effective immediately, you're reinstated as commanding officer of Recon Unit Bravo 7. They deploy in 48 hours. Arya blinked, the words sinking in. "Sir, after all that's happened." Talbot smiled faintly. You earned that silver star for walking through hell and bringing others home. I'll be damned if I let bureaucracy waste that kind of soldier." For a moment, Arya said nothing. The wind tugged gently at her uniform sleeve, the silver glint of her metal catching the last light of day. Finally, she nodded. "Then I'll do what I always do, sir, bring them back alive." Talbot's expression hardened again. "Good, and as for Major Hensley, he'll be on the next transport out. There's no room in my command for small men with big egos." Arya didn't smile, but a quiet satisfaction flickered in her eyes. "Justice served, sir." The general chuckled. "Seems fitting, given today's setting." He turned to leave, but paused at the edge of the steps. "One more thing, Captain. Next time someone tries to make you serve lunch, remind them you've already served your country enough." As he walked away, the sky deepened into crimson. Arya looked down at the medal on her chest, the reflection of the setting sun gleaming off it like fire. She straightened her cap, took a deep breath, and headed toward the barracks, a soldier reborn, her quiet dignity intact, her legend quietly returning to life.